Watch this video, and then we're gonna talk.
So, I just broke up with my therapist. And I guess I'll tell you why. Basically, I went in there today. It was more like an emergency session, only because I really have been having trouble. Like, after this election, I really have been having trouble. And so anyway, she had emailed me the other day, and I told her, like, I wasn't doing well, so she made some time for me. She made an appointment for me, which I appreciate, and I told her that before I left. But, I went in today, and I asked her, I said, I have a question for you, like, I just need you to be honest. And I said, did you vote for Trump? And she made a face, and then she told me basically, yes, she did. And I asked her, I was like, can you explain that to me? Like, can you explain that decision to me? And she was like, I mean, for one, his policies. And I was like, what policies? And she was like, well, one thing, I don't like my groceries being so damn expensive, so freaking expensive, something like that. And I'm not gonna lie, that statement, that sentiment gave me great pause, and I didn't really have much to say for a couple seconds. And then I asked her, like, so did you think about me? Like, when you went in that booth, like, did you think about me at all? And she was like, what do you mean? I don't understand your question. I said, you know, your black, female, child of immigrants client, did you think about me when you went in the booth? She said, no, I don't think about you like that. Like, I come here and I listen to your problems. That's my job. And that said everything. That said everything for me. I'm not gonna lie, I considered staying for the session. I considered, you know, small talk or whatever, but I've overextended myself as a black woman for too long. Because the truth is that when I walked into that booth, I mean, metaphorically speaking, I filled out my absentee ballot. But when I filled out my absentee ballot and I voted for Kamala Harris, I voted for her rights. I voted for her rights to the medical abortion she just had to have for her incomplete miscarriage. I voted for her rights to that. And you're telling me that cheaper groceries was enough for you to overlook the hate, was enough for you to overlook the violence. It was enough for you to overlook everything that is going to affect my day-to-day life, your client's day-to-day life. And I understand how that could benefit her in some way, and I'm trying not to think about it that way, because then that makes her a worse person than I could ever think. But I spent the last 2 years of my life with this person. I'm a senior in college. I was a sophomore in college when I first started seeing her. She knows things about me that most people do not know. And to know that you view yourself as my white savior, to know that you view me as less than you, to know, I mean, whether you meant to or not, that's exactly what it is. Because what it is an unwillingness to ever put yourself in my shoes. That's what it is. It's an unwillingness to empathize with me, with people who look like me, and with people who don't look like me. Because when I filled out that ballot, I did not fill out that ballot for myself. What the hell? I live in a country full of people. I filled out the ballot for the rights of my people. And that includes white women. That includes y'all. It included y'all. When I made that choice, when I made that vote, it included everyone. And so for me, it's a humongous slap in the face to hear that it's just a job and it's policies and, you know, it's a difference in opinion. It's not enough for me. And so I said, I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna have to find a new therapist. I can't look at you the same. I have to go. And on my way out, she said, see ya, as in see you later. And I said, thank you. You're not ever gonna see me again. Please, don't be confused about that. Like, you already know I'm avoidant. So you know you're never gonna see me again. So don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. Remember, you're my therapist. So you know these things about me. But it's just such a slap in the face to myself and to others. And people keep, like, I don't know. I feel like people think I'm overreacting, and I hope that's not what it is, but I'm not overreacting. I woke up and the country just reinforced the notion that I'm expendable, that my life is expendable, that I can do everything in my power to be the best version of myself, and it does not matter. That's what the country showed me on Wednesday. When I woke up and Trump was president, that's what the country showed me. And you're asking me to educate you, you're asking me to sit down and have these conversations with you, and some people just don't even want to have the conversations. People like my therapist don't want to talk about their views anymore because they know they're dead wrong. one. And two, these are conversations we should have had before the election. This is education you should have been gaining before the election. Because to me, everything was on the line. Everything was on the line. Everyone's rights were on the line. And that's why I made the choice that I did. I could be ignorant. I could. But I don't have the luxury of being that. And it's not in the best interest of myself or the people around me to make a decision like that. But white people get to live like that every single day. And at the end of the day, when it really, really, really comes down to it, they'll choose themselves before us every single time. And if this election has taught me anything, it's taught me that. And personally, that's not something I can reconcile with. It's not something I'll ever reconcile with. I'm going to be moving way different, protecting my peace in a completely different way than I was before. Because I am going to find a new therapist. I'm not going to be speaking to her again. And to white friends who have reached out, like, I'll get to you when I'm ready. Like, my emotions are high. And it just, right now, it feels like an attack on myself. And so I'm not ready to have those conversations. I'm not speaking for all black women. If you're able to tolerate shit like that, then great. But we have to realize that this country views us as expendable. You can do your very damn best. You can be the very best. You can be the most qualified, and it still does not matter. And for a black female child of immigrants, it's personal to me. It's very personal to me. And I don't know why no one thought about that before. Because, like I said, I thought about everyone else. So, yeah, that's my spiel for today. There's so much more I could say, but I need to really sit down and I need to keep thinking, I think. But nah, shit, nothing is ever gonna be the same. We are not going back. Just like Kamala said, we're not going back. Because these people are hateful, they're inconsiderate, they're apathetic, and they don't really care about us. And I didn't see it. I knew it, but I didn't see it till Wednesday. So, yeah.
One, if you also happen to be a black woman and you would like to have a therapist that you know for a fact supports and loves black women, then I strongly recommend going to, I'll include the link below, Therapy for Black Girls. It is I first learned about it as a podcast, and then it exploded a few years ago. The podcast is great, but there's also a directory of black women by state, black women therapists by state, I think also by speciality, and it also says which insurances they take. Strongly recommend it. So for this creator, that's step one, that. Got cut off, can't remember where I am. I feel like I'm just around here. This is why when I say people need to speak to their own demos and communities, people need to speak to their own demos and communities, because nobody listens to black women, and black women are always right. So white women, please try and speak to other white women. Ideally, it'd be great if you could also speak to your men too. Maybe they listen to you. Probably not, but I mean, you have the best bet out of all of us. So there's that. Latin people, please speak to the others within your community. We saw how y'all voted. It's very concerning. Asian demo, please also speak to your community, because once again, nobody listens to us anyway. Literally, it is, and that's how we got here. And that is literally how we got here. So as you are trying to fix things within your own communities, please also continue to support black women, because we were right then, we are right now, and we will continue to be right tomorrow. So that's all I have for today. And I'm going to be talking in the video that I will be posting, right? That will be coming up right after this one. Black women are further investing into ourselves, and I think that shows up in a lot of ways, and I have some encouragements for people when it comes to that. So if you're curious about that, it's the next video. And in the meantime, stay safe, y'all.